All right, so welcome to New Leaf Exams YouTube channel. In this particular video, we're going to talk about what it's like to go take your state insurance license exam. And I'm going to talk about what to expect when you get there, and we're going to talk a little bit about what to expect from the actual exam. So without further ado, let's go ahead and jump into it. Before we do, if you're not familiar with who we are, New Leaf Exams, we do offer life and health insurance license exam study courses, as you see right here on your screen. So if you want to check us out, go to our website. It is newleafexams.com. But a little bit more about that later. I don't want to be a salesperson on this. So depending on which state you're located in and where you're going to take your exam, there's typically going to be one of three places. All right. Again, depending on which state you're in. And I'm not going to sit here and list every single state and which provider they are. Within our course, at the end of the course, you're going to be able to receive or get all that information of who your provider is, how to schedule your exam. But the reason I want to make this this particular video is because I want to take some of the fear of the unknown. A lot of people don't know what to expect, so I want to kind of take that mystery away from you, because if you're nervous about that, I don't know what to expect, I don't know what the exam's going to look like, I don't know how they're going to treat me, what it's like in the office, there's a little bit of nervousness with that, and that could kind of distract you from focusing on passing that exam. And that's always our priority, is to make sure that you do pass your state license exam. All right, so let's go ahead and start with Prometric. They are one of the big three. Again, depending on which state you're in, you could be going to a Prometric office to take your license exam. Now, I will say before I go any further that there are a couple of states, I know Alabama is one of them, where you are not going to take your state license exam for insurance with Prometric, PSI, or Pearson VUE, which we're going to go through all three. They do it through, I think, the University of Alabama is where you're going to take it. But what I'm about to show you, the experience and what the exam looks like, is still the same. Okay, so it's just a different location than what most other states use. So the other one is PSI. Depending on which state you're in, you could be going to a PSI office to take your insurance license exam. The other one is Pearson VUE. Okay. I've been asked quite a few times which one of those three companies is the easiest. They're all about the same, to be honest with you. I don't think one is easier than the other. They're all challenging. You have to study. You have to be prepared no matter what. It's an insurance exam. In most cases, it's going to be 150 questions, so you just have to be prepared. So walking into one of these offices to take your life and health insurance license exam, just a couple of quick things. You're going to check in once you get there. They're going to make you basically empty your pockets. You can't bring your phone back to this testing area with your phone. If you have a smartwatch, they're going to make you take that off. They have lockers that you will lock your belongings up. Don't even take your keys. They're not going to let you take anything back there with you. All right. Basically, they're not. I don't think they actually pat you down. That has happened to me at a Pearson VUE exam center, where they actually patted me down to make sure I didn't have anything. I don't think they do that anymore, but basically that's kind of what it is. It's like, hey, don't bring anything back there. They don't want you to cheat. And they do keep a close eye on you, but don't worry about that. Just go there. You're there to take an exam. You're not cheating, so don't worry about it. So you're going to go in, you're going to go ahead and sign in. give up all your goods, your keys, your phone. If you have a smartwatch, probably any watch, depending on the office, they might take any, even if it's just an analog, regular clock watch, they might go ahead and say, hey, put that in a locker. Don't take anything back there with you. They will, I think, most times that I've been in there, they've provided a calculator, or they say, hey, there's a calculator on the computer, because it is going to be a computer-based exam. There's a calculator on the computer. You can use that one. So that's pretty much it. You just, and then you go back, sit. It's very, very, very quiet in the examination area. You're going to see other people in there, likely. Depending on your city, you might, depending on if you're in a very populated city, you're going to see other people in there taking some kind of exam, because Pearson VUE, PSI, Prometric, they do other exams other than life and health. They do nursing, real estate, stuff like that, all kinds of different exams, but you'll see some people in there as well. It's going to be very quiet though, and they obviously want you to be quiet so you can focus on taking your exam. All right, so I want to show you a little bit about what to expect from the exam versus taking a study course. All right, so this is kind of very important to understand, because it's kind of psychological, if you will. Within our courses, every chapter is going to have a chapter quiz. All right, so I just opened up this chapter right here, Group Health Insurance and Affordable Care Act. So there's the content, the reading material. You have some flashcards. We do offer flashcards in every single chapter. And then you're going to take a chapter quiz. All right, and that's just so you retain the information that you just learned. All right, so I'm going to show you something on the quizzes, the chapter quizzes. And it doesn't matter which one I choose. So when you pick your answer, hit confirm. Yes, that's my answer. So if it's correct, it's going to say there's the answer, and there's basically kind of an explanation, if you will, a rationale. Then you're going to go to the next one. So throughout the chapter quizzes, I choose a wrong answer here. Throughout the I'm sorry, it was not a wrong answer. So throughout the chapter quizzes, you're going to see explanations. It's going to say if you're right or wrong. And if you got it wrong, it's going to say, hey, here's the correct answer and here's why. Okay, it's an explanation, it's a rationale. When you go to take your state license exam, you're not going to see this. All right, this is for learning purposes only. This right here, this rationale, is to help you learn. Okay, that's all that is. So when you take your state license exam, if it doesn't give you that immediate feedback, if you are correct or incorrect, all right, don't let that bother you. Be prepared for it. Now, in our final exam, if this will open up, let me move my picture here. There's a little introduction about what to expect from our final exam. So this is to pass the course, but at the same time, and it takes a minute to load because there are 150 questions. As you see right here, let me go ahead and highlight this. There's 150 questions because in most states, the life and health combo state license exam is going to be 150 questions. So we try to mimic that. In a previous video, I explained, and I'll explain it again, that we would like for you to take not only the quizzes multiple times, but take this final exam, even if you pass it, multiple times. Because this exam, this final exam, pulls from a bucket of 600 plus questions. Every time you go through the exam, you're going to see some new questions. When you are taking your state license exam at PSI, Prometric, or Pearson VUE, they do the same thing. They're pulling from a bunch of questions, a bucket of 600 plus questions. So they randomize as well. So that's why we do it. So that's why we want you to go through it multiple times so you can see new questions, because we don't know which 150 of those questions they're going to ask. So we want to keep introducing you to new questions. So take this exam multiple times. All right. Now, what I just showed you in the quizzes is it told you if you're right or wrong, and it gave you an explanation. Your state exam is not going to do that. In our final course exam, it will tell you if you're right or wrong, but it's not going to give you an explanation down here. That's to start to get you, you have to get used to not having that explanation, all right? We still want you to know if you're right or wrong, but we're starting to push you towards, hey, here's what to expect from your state exam. So whether you're right or wrong, your answer in this final exam over here, at the end of the course, no explanation. So the reason I'm even going through this and showing you this is to prepare you, that because it has freaked some people out that when they get to sit down and take their state license exam, they didn't know if they were right or wrong, no explanation, and it kind of messed with their head. So just be prepared for that. And that's the only reason that I even made this video, is just to prepare you for that. I don't want you to go in there and say, oh my God, it's not the same as when I studied. All right. So that's pretty much it on this video. I just wanted to kind of give you some expectations of what to expect when you take your state license exam. If you have any questions, put them in the comments. We don't check the YouTube comments every single day. If it's an urgent question, go to our website, which is newleafexams.com. Up here. Go to contact us, fill out the form, and ask us. This is monitored every single day, every single hour, 7 days a week. We're on top of this. We get alerts all day long about, people asking questions or whatever. We don't get a ton of them, but this is going to be the best way to contact us. All right. And that's pretty much it. So thank you so much for watching, and look out for the next video, probably coming up in the next couple of days.